Okay, hi and welcome to the tutorial on how to make a platform game in GameMaker. So, the first thing we're going to do today is go to Rooms, right-click and create new room. So this will give us a room to work with. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go to Sprites, right-click, create sprite. And just for today I'm going to load a sprite from the GameMaker preset sprites. I'm just going to select a sprite which isn't moving, just our explorer. So there are a whole heap of moving sprites which you can select, but just for this example I'm going to choose this one. And open, and OK. So now we've got a sprite of our main character. I'm going to go to Objects, right click, Create Object. I'm going to call this one Man. And I'm going to add in the sprite of the man. Make solid and OK. Now I'm going to create another sprite. I'm going to go to Edit, New, 32 by 32, OK. Double click on it. I'm just going to fill this up with a dark color. Any dark color will do. OK. OK. This will be wall. OK. So now in Objects, right click, Create Object, Wall, and Wall. And just make sure to tick solid in this one. OK. So now just in game area, I'll just make a quick lot of wall. And add one instance of the character. Just so our game has something to test out. And I'll also just add a couple of those. Now what I'm going to do is go into the objects of the man, double click on that, and this gives us our events and actions within this object. So the first thing I'm going to set up is add event, step, and step. Okay. So after you add the step, I'm going to go to Control and check empty. And in this, I'm going to select Y as 1 and relative. So what this is going to do is see if the spot directly below your character is empty. And if it is, it's going to set gravity to 270 and 0.5. And if it isn't, so else set gravity 270 and 0. So what this is saying is that if there isn't a block below the man, then the gravity will be 0.5 and he'll fall down. But if there is a block below him, the gravity will be 0 and he won't fall through it. And so then after that, I'm going to go to the middle variable, which is test variable. I'm going to go v_speed and have it set to 12 and larger than. And OK. And then set variable v_speed value 12. So this is just the speed that the character will fall at. And this is about as tricky as it gets. Now what we're going to do is add event, keyboard, right. Add event, keyboard, left, add event, keyboard, up. So in the left event, what we're going to do is we're going to use the check empty question again, and this time have it set to -4 for x. So this is going to check if there's anything to the left of the character. And we're going to set that to relative. And OK. And then we're going to have jump to position. And we're going to have that set to -4 again. And relative. And OK. So what this is going to say is that if there's nothing to the left of our man, then he will move to this spot in the left. And then we're going to do the same thing for the right, except slightly different. We're going to go to check empty, but this time it's going to just be 4 and relative. Okay? And then jump to position, 4, relative. Okay. Then for up, we're going to have if I can find it. Right, there we go. Check collision. And y will equal 1. And relative. And only solids there. And OK. And then, once again, if I can find it, must be in move. Yes. Speed vertical. And we're going to set that to -8. And we're going to select not relative for that. And OK. Now the last thing we need to do is add event collision with the wall. And in this, I'm going to select move to contact. And the direction, I'm going to type in direction. Maximum will be 12. And against solid objects. Okay. And then I'm going to add in speed vertical, and this one will be 0. And OK. And so let's test out how this works. So now we've got our guy who can jump up, jump around, and let's just see what happens when he tries to jump to the floor above. He can't get through it. So that's pretty much perfectly how you'd want it to be. And I'll just close out of that. Now what you can do is add in some enemies and add to the level, make it more difficult to jump up. In the man himself, you can, with the up press, you can change this to higher or lower. You can play around with a lot of these values just to tweak it to exactly how you want it in the level. But that's about it for this. Thanks for listening and enjoy.